business. Go ahead. You're good, E.
So one I think is really tragic about the entire system is that there are states that have legalized cannabis, and there are people still in prison, still being arrested, quite frankly, for cannabis crimes. So it's just this really weird dynamic in culture right now. And it's a pivotal time for African Americans to step up, particularly qualified African Americans, to come into the space to help to destigmatize cannabis as an industry.
It's so crazy because when I interviewed you at Uptown Honors, you gave me a little sample gift, and I shared it amongst some of our mutual friends, Daryl Christian being one of them, and I posted on Instagram me just taking a puff. This is when COVID first hit, and I said, this is my first time ever smoking. Oh, there goes Tamika Foster. Thank you so much, Tamika, for joining us. And so I got so much pushback. People from my team, they were like, Tanisha, you got to take that down. That's not going to benefit you, in your career and the type of events that you cover. You can't do that, girl. Like, take that down. And there's such a horrible stigma around it, and so to learn that you are a part of this, I'm like, how perfect, because she has, just the optics of who you are. It's just pristine and refined, and elegant and eloquent, and so to have you at the helm, of a cannabis company is just like, let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. We kind of got to the cannabis conversation because we were talking about, you working with Sean Combs. I wanted to ask you, what is one activation that you are most proud of, coming out of, working with Sean Combs? You were with him for almost a decade. What's a project that you're most proud of?
I mean, I have to say, Ciroc was the most proud.
Y'all had me drinking Ciroc.
Right?
Y'all had me drinking Ciroc. I'm like, whoa, okay.
There's a couple of things that I always try to say to people as it relates to some of the things that I was a part of. There was a team, an army of people behind Sean that pulled off this magnificent, amazing brand. It was a perfect time.
Oh, wait 1 second, E. You're delayed again.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
One moment.
Perfect time in the world to launch a brand like Ciroc. All the stars were up, and we had the most talented individuals that hustled and grinded on this brand. I mean, scrappy grinded to make it, the number 2 ultra premium vodka in the category. Like, we beat out Belvedere.
Wow.
We just came from nowhere, and we didn't stop. And it was the epitome of what Bad Boy represents, and the team that I was honored to be a part of, the way that we worked to make this thing great. I've never seen anything like it in my career, and the output was so gratifying as well, because it was so successful.
Ciroc is everywhere, and the rollout for it was, first of all, it was just so damn sexy.
Yeah.
I was like, I want Ciroc. I mean, I felt like I was Diana Ross asking for Ciroc. I'm like, give me Ciroc. Like, what do you think? What do you think?
Right. That was all Sean's vision. That was his vision. We literally followed the command, and we got it done with excellence, and we were able to produce an amazing product. And it's one of my proudest moments in my career, I think.
Wow. I so love that. I so love that.
My book is now my proudest moment, though. My book
listen, putting a book together is no small feat. It's no small feat. I pray the day that I have my own books in my hand. I'm still just working on, how to be a Black woman in the Hollywood space, navigating out here. It's like, that's because I'm so type A,
Yes.
And when you're a writer, you're writing your own thing, you're like, oh my God, like, how many edits can I do? I just have to, trust that it's great and just give it to somebody else, and hand it off and get it out there. I wanted to go back to talking about, women empowerment and having it all. And, you have the career, you've amassed, material things, investments, making your own money, the head of Viola, talking about love and relationship and balancing it. A few years ago, you were on the show for Bravo, the Singles Project, and you had a little bit of trepidation, about going on the show, exposing your soft underbelly, if you will, in the relationship aspect. What was the final decision for you to go forward with that project? And, just letting the world know that, you want love too. We all need love. Like, I'm a Black woman, and we're all so conditioned that we got to be strong. We don't need anybody. We don't want any man. And, we have to, we got to do away with that narrative. It's like, I think that's what I loved most about, you on that show. So what was the decision point for you? Just like, I'm doing it after being reluctant?
I was in a very specific space in my life in 2014. I had a series of very selfish scenarios show up that were not in my favor. So, being forced to work on some things that contradicted some of my personal decisions and like vacations or family commitments, and really just not feeling like I was in control of my life in 2013. I vowed to myself on New Year's of 2014 that this would be my year of yes. And I was going to make some proclamations about my life. I wanted to do three things. I wanted to freeze my eggs. I wanted to write my manuscript for once and for all. And I wanted to get a publicist so that I could, start speaking on from a marketing side of things. And by March of that year, I had pretty much solidified all three. And in getting a publicist, she brought up the opportunity. Quirky, amazing woman. And she's just like, okay, I know this is going to sound crazy, but there's a reality show, and I think there's an amazing opportunity. And I didn't want to do it at first. I was very apprehensive. Everything that I'd learned about reality shows just was not really my cup of tea. And I do better behind the camera in general. So I'm just not really, into it. But it was my year of yes. And I said, you know what? I am going to do the exact opposite of everything that I normally do this year and see how things show up. And so if I would have said no to a reality show, I'm just going to say yes.
Wow.
I did it, and it was the best decision of my life. That's why I grin from ear to ear whenever someone brings it up. Best experience. I couldn't have wrote it better. It was amazing.
It was so well done. It was such a joy to watch you on the show. I think Bevy had made a comment about it, and I was like,
show with me.
What'd you say?
She was on the show with me. I think it was like
she was actually. Yeah, she sure was. So you talk in the book about, wanting to be a mom, wanting to be married, to have a family. You envision, Thanksgiving where